I think this dialogue is important because I think that all of us are on a journey, and in our tradition we would say a journey of faith, and that we can learn, and that learning helps us each in our own tradition, in our own faith, and our own practice to deepen. And so in the 9 or so years I've been part of this dialogue, I know that it's been a very helpful dialogue to be inspired by people of faith, Buddhists and Catholics alike, and also to learn how they have dealt with their struggles, with their difficulties in life, and how they have passed through them. You would say, I suppose you could say, been enlightened through them, and it's helped to enlighten me. I think too, sadly, in our world today, there are a lot of misunderstandings between religions. And in some cases, tragically, it can lead to war and violence. And the more we understand each other, then I think the better we can live together in peace, and the more we can do things together for the common good. And as a matter of fact, I know that we've been privileged and honored to help Alan in some of his social work and his outreach work, and I know that many of our Buddhist brothers and sisters have helped us in our work, supporting us in some of our works for the common good.
That would be Alan Senaki with Buddhist
exactly.
Peace Fellowship. Yes.
Buddhist Peace Fellowship. And I'm in Salt Lake City now, but I still get his emails, and it's a way of staying connected and seeing what he's doing. And so I think that these are just examples of how coming together like this is always a good thing for people of faith, people of goodwill, people who care about each other to discuss our various traditions and to learn from one another.
I appreciate that answer. I have had the privilege of knowing you for years. First as the Auxiliary Bishop of San Francisco.
That's right, yeah.
And we have a mutual friend in Father P. Gerard O'Rourke, who was the Interfaith and Ecumenical Outreach Officer for the Diocese of San Francisco, and also part of the United Religions Initiative, where I first met Father Jerry. And he invited me to come to your ordination at St. Mary's Cathedral. That was that 2000 or
1998?
1998.
Yeah.
And it meant a great deal for me to be a witness to that moment, that transition from priest to auxiliary bishop. And I was amazed to discover this is a very sacred ritual. There's a genuine transformation that occurs. There were cardinals on the dais. There's laying on of hands. There's silence. It involves your making a full prostration on the ground, and as a gesture of humility. Is that correct? Or
it is humility and just completely subservient to the will of God.
Yes. And then, much to my surprise and amazement, there was an anointing of the crown with oil.
Right.
And why amazed? Because in the Buddhist literature, there's a description of when a level of devas, these are beings who dwell in the heavens, ascend to a position of royalty, they receive anointment on the crown. And so I thought, my goodness, here's another element of the conversation.
Right, right.
So there's people reported, this is our 9th gathering, and people reported the first night as we came together that when they are announcing to their community or the people that they meet or their neighbors that they're going to a Buddhist Catholic dialogue, often the response is, well, what do you all have to talk about? It's this kind of amazement. And as I travel around the world to do interfaith, and I report that the same group of people have found it significant enough to return for 9 years to continue our conversation, people consider that good news, by and large. It's just unexpected joy that two of the world's major religions can find so much in common, and also are willing to bring out the differences and put them on the table and say, long live the differences, let's talk about what we have to share.
Precisely, and I think that was brought up today beautifully by one of our members, Father Jim Fredericks, that we can be united and different at the same time, unity and diversity, and nobody is trying to push an agenda. We're simply adopting a very open posture to listen and to learn and to support one another. And I think that the friendships that have evolved, as you suggest, over these 9 years have been really quite significant.